All right, here we are, good people. Welcome into the post-game show. Dean College basketball is over, and we're going to talk about it. And
It is done.
bring it on in, guys. Bring it on in. Jeff, what's up? Did you watch the game? How did it turn out like you wanted it to? We had, I had UConn winning by 2 or 3, 57-55.
Well, they did cut it to 5.
They was there was never much of a.
Never much doubt, was there?
He said there's too many shooting fouls.
They shot. Now hold it. Let me. Yeah, there was 47 free throws in that ball game.
How many?
47.
That's a lot.
35 fouls. 47. God, 24 for 27 from the line for UConn.
Yeah, well, we'll break into the keys of the game here. We might as well start out. Snogo wins. He's going to be player of the game.
Definitely the best player on the court.
UConn had 6 blocks. San Diego had 2, and rebounds 40 for 34, leaning UConn's way.
Mm-hmm. They outshot them. They out-rebounded them. They had more turnovers, oddly enough, but they had more blocks, more assists, more steals, shot better from the line, three-point line, and the field goal. So, is it a shock that they won with those stats?
We liked them. I mean, of course, we picked them to win the game. Jeff said UConn finally pulled it out. San Diego State cut the lead down to 6 at one time.
Oh, 5, wasn't it?
That was
or is it 6?
The biggest, largest lead was 4. It shows for San Diego State, 17 for UConn.
Mm-hmm.
Just right out of the start of the gate with the game, it seemed like it was going to be good there for the first few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
San Diego State doing what they do,
Mm-hmm.
playing defense, making it hard for UConn to get to the goal.
Right, very hard.
Well, it kind of got away from there a little bit. UConn started filling it up a little. Well, they called that first time out.
Yeah, and that was it.
Coach Hurley in his 5th year at UConn, and his coach from Seton Hall was there watching on.
Right.
He's the brother of Bobby Hurley, in case some of you guys don't know,
Yes,
which is the
he is.
legend of Duke.
Yeah, point guard at Duke back when Leitner,
He's a champion.
Grant Hill. Oh, yeah, they're all
5
champions.
years. But after that timeout,
Mm-hmm.
Hurley did whatever he did.
Mm-hmm.
They put old tall white kid in there.
Oh, Klingen.
And that,
Oh, my gosh.
what kind of difference was he?
I mean, you can't give a guy that's got 4 points and 3 rebounds the most valuable player of the game. But Jeff knows a lot about basketball, too, and he watched it. He was just dominant. They could not score when he was in there.
Just him being on the floor and just having his hands up.
Just having him up.
I mean, if I can reach 8 foot like this, he's reaching close to 9.
And a lot of times, he might not have blocked a bunch of shots, but how many did he change?
Yes. Well, those times when right before the half and right into the half, they
Mm-hmm.
got back into it.
Yeah.
They're getting the paint down there, and
Ladie, yeah.
he had no points there for a long time. He's
Time.
getting the ball there at the free throw line, and I was
Mhm.
telling you, you can't even go up with it. He's having to turn around and look for somebody to kick it out because a guy's standing over you like this. I mean, you have to be on the run to try to make a play around somebody like that.
Yeah.
To make a Euro step, to try to
You
go
can't do
left
it.
to get him to go the wrong way or get him off sync.
You can't do it. And then you counter that when you take him out and then you put Sinago back in who can play defense and can score.
He was mugging them.
Yeah.
I mean, he should be arrested.
17,
He's looking for charges to be filed against Sinago tonight.
17 points, 10 rebounds, man.
He mugged the Aztecs.
I think those two were obviously Newton scored 19, led the team, and Hawkins, who was a very good player.
Yeah.
Jordan Hawkins scored 16, but players of the game for me were Sinogo, or I think that's how you pronounce it, and Klingen.
Well, they got it done at the free throw line.
Oh, 24 for 27.
They just cut off the paint. He decided whatever Coach Hurley did, congrats to him. Again, 5th year in, wins the title. UConn Huskies.
Well, they had a hard time getting shots off, didn't they?
But San Diego and Bradley played pretty well. They just couldn't. They could never get it close enough. Really, it seemed like to be fresh enough to come in and just to finish a run. The number one problem to me early was just offensive rebounds for San Diego State.
Oh,
If it didn't go
Let
in,
me see if I got that stat now.
if it didn't go in, then well, you're not getting another shot.
They ended up, and you made a point of that. You said when they got back in it, it was for rebounding. They ended up with more.
Yeah, 34 and 40, 40 for
But
Uconn.
They ended up with more offensive rebounds, but
Yeah.
most of those were in the second half.
Yeah, but that first, when I brought it up, it was like, it wasn't close. It was three times.
Yeah, it was 13-5 at one time, or 11-3. 11-3.
There's just no, if you're not going to make the shot and you're not getting the ball back.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
They played bully ball under the goal, and that's what they did to San Diego State, kind of what San Diego had done to Alabama earlier.
Well, San Diego, I'll give them credit. They did not tap out. They fought. Did you not agree with that? I mean, they were not a bad runner-up. I didn't think it was a terrible game. There was times in the second half I thought it was a very good game.
There was moments that they could.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
They were outmatched, though.
Yeah, so to defend it or try to be opposite of that, which I do a lot, who else would?
I don't know. Uconn just seems like a very worthy champion. Do you think there was another team in the country that didn't get in this Final Four that could have beat them?
And you have people come on and say, well, they missed, well.
I'm saying they had to go through Texas, Alabama, Kansas, maybe Tennessee.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Obviously, they're the guys. They got the trophy tonight.
But they did go through Arkansas, Gonzaga, Miami, and San Diego State.
Gonzaga and Miami were malleable opponents.
And they beat all of them by 10. I think it said they won their last 4 games at 53-66 by an average of 21. That's pretty good.
That shows, like, yeah, we're running this show.
Yeah.
They're dominating.
Yeah. And they did. And I was proud of San Diego State's effort. I mean, it could have got ugly quick. But you know what killed San Diego State? And we saw this on the stats. They had a 10-minute span without a field goal. You can't do that.
Yeah, no. And when that was going on, it was because
of those two guys.
Yeah. And what were they doing? Not only those two guys, they're getting the ball back.
Yeah.
They're kicking it out to their guard, and they're running up the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And they worked the ball. And, that first part, we were talking how great it was to see guys not jacking up threes all night. They're working the ball in the paint.
There was a lot of threes taken, but there was good paint play. But they finally just had to go with the threes because what could you do in the paint? I mean, brutal. But Uconn, that's the 4th or 5th time they've won it since I've been watching basketball.
Bradley only finishes 8, Butler 13, and
Trammell had 13.
He had 13.
Who was there? Johnson 14.
Yeah, Johnson had 14 on the night. Young man from Oakland, California, senior. Be losing him. And, of course, Bradley, I know he's a senior too, 6'4", 220. It's like a football player, don't he?
Now, I don't know that they have pro players on San Diego State's team, but I think Sanogo and them can play some pro ball.
Sanogo, he could come back. 6'9", 245.
He's good.
He's 6 inches taller than I am.
Well, listen to this, and you don't see this much. He can shoot free throws. He's 76% free throw shooter.
Newton's a senior from El Paso, Texas, 6'5", 190.
Mm-hmm.
He can go in and play somewhere in the league. He'll make somebody a player. He's not John Morant.
No, but I think
I don't think none of those guys are.
Well, you know what? Not heard much out of him, and now I regret the fact that I hadn't followed them more.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I didn't know.
We were in with people, Houston, Alabama, and those top teams.
Texas, Kansas again.
Yeah, I liked Arizona earlier. Gonzaga.
We liked UCLA.
UCLA, man, we've been big on Tiger and that whole camp.
And there was some sports writers that said UConn's going to the Final Four, and I've told Matt, I know he's getting sick of hearing the story, but this guy heard it somewhere. He said UConn wins this thing easily, and I'm like, where are you getting this? And Danny Hurley said that the Big East is by far the best conference, and it's easy for them to go out of conference. So, what do you think about that?
Yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
They had the tempo of the game. Turnovers early, I know turnovers show to be close on paper, but it moments, it's like interceptions. Yeah, the guy maybe only threw 2 picks, but if you throw one down at the 20 when you fix to score to tie the game,
right.
That's not like throwing a pick on the other 20.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So turnovers during the game, they poked at the ball, and the refs let them play.
They did.
They let them poke at
especially
the ball,
the first half.
Slap at it a little bit, a lot of reach in stuff. They kind of wasn't calling a whole lot of stuff.
Well, and what's scary about it? I don't know how good this team was. They missed a ton of short shots. I'm talking about Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
Especially right before the half.
Well,
and the boy missed the dunk. You remember that?
Hurley said that. He said, if we hit our shots, we're up 20.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, this bunch was good, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to rank them up there as the best champion ever, but
no.
They're good now.
It's a different year. And with college basketball being over, I'll can end that with saying this transfer portal changed it all.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of like it, though.
That's why you got these teams. I knew you would.
Do you not kind of like it?
Yeah, last year when I told you this is coming.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's terrible. These kids just running all over the place, doing what they want to do.
Yeah. But do you not kind of like having no idea who might win this thing?
I couldn't pick it. I mean,
no, nobody.
We assumed Uconn after they won. We thought, well, they'll make a good run at it. They're a historical basketball team. They got guys that can play.
Yeah, yeah.
San Diego State, to not have ever even won an Elite Eight, they're played in the championship.
No, they'd never been to the Final Four, right?
Uh-uh.
Hadn't been in the Elite Eight a lot.
They had been last year, and Bradley missed the shots.
He missed the free throws.
Yeah, so.
Now, Danny Hurley. So you got the daddy who's won multiple national championships at the high school level.
Yeah, St. Andrews. It's up in New Jersey somewhere or something.
Yeah, and the brothers played for him, Bobby and Danny.
Yeah.
Bobby wins national championships at Duke.
He was a real team leader.
And now Danny Hurley's won one as a coach.
That team, and if you guys that are our age or older, you remember
that's probably the greatest teams ever.
I was 13 or 14 watch those guys play.
Arguably the greatest team.
Yeah, the Carolinas, those teams.
Yeah,
that Hill and them played for at Duke, and
I think the Grant Hill,
Ashburn, those
played
guys,
for Kentucky. Yeah,
that era there
was great.
So to say that era and how good it was, and that Duke team ran through Bobby.
Yeah,
I mean, Christian Laettner. I mean, all the guys that played with them.
You got to have a good point guard, though.
And he controlled the game.
He was a good point guard.
Had a good dad that coached him.
Yeah,
a lot of good basketball. So,
hey, the dad's a catalyst of all this success.
Yeah, I'm sure their Thanksgiving dinner is.
You don't want to be going in there going, yeah, we coach the high school team.
What do you think about Alabama football this year? What?
Guys, they got more rings than Howard's jewelry down here.
That's a lot. Well, with this being college basketball ending, just on the moment with not much studying about it, what about next year? Just off the top of the cuff, early.
Well, I'll tell you what I've heard, and I know you're going to be like,
teams.
You've got to be kidding.
I believe
Kentucky's supposed to be absolutely loaded.
I hear that every year. That's like Alabama.
Loaded.
And they'll lose,
They've got 4 guys coming in and they're all 5 stars.
Alabama's out. Didn't mean make the playoff.
My North Carolina will be good again. I think that big guy's coming back for them. Gosh, man, I don't know. Auburn's going to have a new team. That's a good question. I don't know. Who knows? UCLA lost a lot.
Yes. Let's look at our
Gonzaga lost a lot.
Bracket winner. That will be.
That going to be Mr. McElwee?
Yeah, won by 20 points. Kobe finished come in second.
A basketball star winning a basketball bracket. What a shocker. Spring Garden wins again. Golly.
Spring Garden wins a lot of things.
Yeah, and even our bracket. I coach against Coach McElwee. He's a good guy, good fella.
Let's look at, we'll just kind of run through some of this. We'll go on to the second round here. Bama, he had Bama moving on. He did have San Diego State going to third.
Mm-hmm.
He did like Creighton. I'm just picking up some of the winners.
He did pretty good
here. Houston, He had Houston moving on to the third.
They did.
He had Texas and Arkansas. He had UConn. Where did he have UConn going out? Let's see.
I think most people, I had him going out in the 8.
He had them going and playing Arkansas, and then UConn
getting beat by UCLA, wasn't it? Or Gonzaga.
He had No, he had UConn in the
Semi.
Yeah,
Then he had them getting beat by Texas,
Miami.
Miami.
He had him in the Final Four. Wait a minute. What? He had UConn in a title game playing Alabama. Sorry.
But he had Alabama winning it. Yeah. I still got to say, and I got to ask one question, and you can disagree.
He had them winning 74-63.
Had Texas made it instead of Miami, could they have put UConn out? Because I thought Texas had an excellent team.
Yeah, and to, take up on some of that point. Yeah, it's teams match up different.
They do.
They match up, and what San Diego State is good at, playing the defense, getting the ball off the rim.
Mm-hmm.
UConn's big guy, Sonogo and
Klingen.
And Klinger.
Yeah, he was good. He was good.
They just changed that.
They did.
So how you match up? So, yeah.
I mean, I got to say that their two big guys were the reason they won.
Well, they just couldn't move the ball around the paint anymore. Hurley got that timeout. That's what done it.
Mm-hmm.
You want a game-changing moment? Snapshot it. Coach Hurley called that first timeout.
Mm-hmm. Kind of when it was kind of stagnant, 10-8.
He got that, whatever he put on the old grease board.
I think it was 10-8. Yeah. He seems very smart and sub good. Sonogo sat out a lot.
Yeah.
Keeps him fresh.
Well, that Klinger comes in and fills up good bench time for him.
Oh my God!
You look, guy.
You're not hurting a bit with him in there.
That's what he tells him. Hey, listen, you go in, just stand there, and put your hands up. What, coach? You mean that play where I run down the field?
We don't care if you score.
No, just do this.
And he did score.
Don't do this. Don't put your hands down. You can't. They're gonna call that. He don't have to. He's reaching 9 foot.
He gets a lot of fouls, but I mean, his just mere presence in there keeps people from going. Well, I'm not going in.
You try to back him down, he reaches out. I mean, you got to spin. You got to get plumb out of the lane when you're backing a guy down. They reach out long. I remember being a young guy playing against people like Knox Wilson. Well, for me to get out the goal, I had to turn plumb out of the lane to get away from his reach. Right. I'm 17 and Knox is good. Knox kind of. He's one of those guys that's kind of good at everything.
Right. Like his nephew.
Yes.
Matthew.
Yes. Yeah. And Keith could slam a softball.
Really?
Yeah, them guys are good at everything.
Yeah, just an athletic family. The daughter was an athlete too.
Yeah, so it just made it very uncomfortable. When your shirt keeps sticking to you or something. I mean, old Klinger just kind of was. Yes, no.
Klinger, get it? I get it. Shirt sticking to you.
Yes, it's clinging to him. He clung all over.
He clung. Him.
That made him uncomfortable. Did he block a lot of shots?
Probably 2 or 3.
Yeah, but even if he didn't block it, it was just hard to get over him.
Yeah. I mean, there's such a thing called shot changing, and that's not in the stats. It's kind of like a quarterback pressure,
Maybe you don't.
Joey Von Miller only had 1 tackle today. Yeah, but he had 14 pressures.
That makes a difference. Changes the pocket presence, how to play, timing of the court. So it changes time of the route. When you're in the lane, how much more time you're trying to work and get to the basket. You got guys moving and you just don't. I mean, it changes the timing.
I'd like to know how many points, and I think San Diego ended up with 20 points in the paint, maybe 22. I'd like to know how many they scored with Klingen in there. Yeah. It wasn't many. And if it was a shot from right in front of right at the free throw line. Or right in front of it. It wasn't down there in the box.
No.
But the perfect recipe. You got a big man that can play defense and you got a big man that can play offense. Perfect recipe.
Coach Short, what does he got to say here? The Blue Bloods won tonight. It was actually a great tournament.
It was.
The hats off to Jim Nance for a great career.
Oh, is he done? I hate that. I can't stand not hearing his voice anymore.
Yeah, I know. He's. I don't know if I know any other.
Serious. That's going to be hard to get used to.
I don't know if I know any.
I didn't know that. I don't like that. Which, I mean, I'm happy for him, but I don't like it.
Auburn and Freeze does not have a probation by being an off season. Should be decent.
I don't know. Like you said again, I don't know. Tennessee will probably be good again. Kentucky's supposed to be. I don't know that Alabama will fall off too much. I mean, they lose Miller and Quinterly, but Oates has showed that he can bring some players in.
Yeah, rough guess. Those names that we always throw out there, the Gonzagas,
And Kansas,
and those teams are going. They're going to be around. They're going to be a Sweet 16 team.
mm-hmm.
And Kentucky's, they don't run. If they don't run Cal off, I mean, that's we get every year when Kentucky loses. Run him off. He's terrible. Him and the coach, Toops, they're arguing about whatever, football, basketball, school.
I'll tell you who's on the verge of being very good. And I wonder if Florida, I don't think San Diego State will be in the picture next year because they had a lot of seniors.
How about FAU?
Yes. I would like to know what they've got coming back. They won 36 ball games, Matt. That's a lot. That's a lot of wins. 35 or 36.
They'll definitely be a tournament team then.
I would think. I mean, I don't know if they're all saying. I'll look that up later and see what they've got as far as starters being seniors. But you can't count them out. And I think North Carolina will be back. Duke, I think most of their players are leaving.
Yeah, I'm curious. The old, like Coach Short just said, the Blue Bloods type teams.
Yeah.
Duke, North Carolina, where are they at?
Well, I think North Carolina will be good if Baycott comes back. But see, their shooting guard transferred out. He was back. He's one of the best players in the country, but apparently he wasn't happy with this season. I think they'll be back around. Of course, Duke's going to be around. And Miami, you got to wonder about Miami now. Are they arrived? Are they going to be a force from now on?
FAU could be Florida Gulf Coast.
Florida Atlantic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Could be Florida Gulf Coast.
Oh, okay.
Could be.
Yeah.
If they start changing conferences and where they're going to be.
Right.
The conference to beat, we laid out the evidence last night. I mean,
the Big East.
The Big East used to be popular in football in Miami when the Hurricanes were running.
Yeah, and they were popular in basketball when I was a young kid because Georgetown and all them were in it, Syracuse.
Yep.
But going back downhill, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing and all that bunch, Derek Coleman, and just a lot of players.
They're good.
St. John's was good. But I don't know. Hey, congrats to Uconn. They were clearly the best.
Yeah, they
clearly the best team.
They handle business all year.
Yeah.
If you're winning by 15, 20 points, could those other teams beat them? Well, the only way to find out next year, guys, come back and hang out with us during March Madness again, and we'll run through this again. We'll put out another bracket.
I don't know if any of it. They were not in the top 10 in the country at the end of the year. So, no, I don't think anybody in the top 10. I think they could have beat everybody in the top 10.
And Coach Short, that's what I told you, man. This last year, and we'll talk. And wait till football. This portal.
Yeah,
guys. Wait till football. If you think this is crazy, remember I said this, and I may be wrong, but I am sometimes. I was wrong one time in 1998. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, football's gonna be. Don't be crazy when this 12-team playoff starts.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's no telling who it's going to be.
And you're seeing Coastals and these
Oregon State.
Yeah, it's going to happen. I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
It's going to be just like this.
Yes, because kids are going to go and they want to go where they can play. And those teams will be. Look at these teams. Go through the Elite Eight. All those teams in the Elite Eight. Their guy, I think a guy broke it down. 6 of the 8 teams or 7 of the Elite Eight. Their guy, they're probably their number one scorer.
Was not recruited there. I know Kentucky's best player was not recruited there. Was not recruited there. A lot of transfers.
It's going to happen. But now, college basketball's over, and college football is fixing to get underway. And our local football stuff will be doing that. And I got some stuff for Cedar Bluff Gals on Cedar Bluff baseball. Play Pisgah tonight. I got some pictures I'm going to load up here tomorrow when I get back home. So be looking for those guys. And I'm going to be making some rounds, getting out there. Yeah, Lane Kiffin said it, man. It's free agency.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It is.
I got to be honest, and I kind of like it. I like not knowing. I don't like not being able to pick a bracket, and nobody could. But Heck, we'll figure it out before long. By the time we're in 5 years, we'll know how to fill out a bracket. Because you're not gonna fill out who's supposed to win.
I know.
Because that's not how it's going.
Guys, if you like this show, you like what we do, come up here and hang out with you guys at 11 o'clock at night. Hit the darn subscribe button. How hard is it?
Just hit it.
Just hit the button. Like the video. Hit the little thumb down there at the bottom. Tell a friend. Matt and Todd Show. High school football will be on the way pretty soon, and we'll be talking about more college as the weeks go on. We'll start getting into our top 10s, and we'll start going through some teams that we like, looking forward to. Getting into this playoff stuff. We got teams moving, conferences, and
got a lot of good running backs coming this year.
Yeah. Look for a running back to win the Heisman.
Yeah, a lot of good. Maybe the best running back year in a while.
Just saying. Yes, it's midnight over there.
Yeah.
Coach said he's studying the NIL and college basketball. It's unbelievable. You're presenting the girls' side tomorrow on their show.
Well, it was a good basketball season, though. It was. And Alabama had a good year, and we were excited about that. And it didn't end the way we thought that it would.
Nobody's there. I mean, a lot of people had Alabama going deep.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people.
Well, it shows me that if they got you winning it, you don't want to be that team that they're saying they're going to win it. You don't want to be that team.
XFL, guys, we'll talk about McCarran a little bit. They did win the other day, so there'll be playoff contention. We'll bring that up. And we'll start doing college football. It's summer and all the recruiting's done, so we like to do best teams or maybe a list of
top wide receivers, top defense.
We like getting into that stuff.
I do.
Should have won the Heisman. Those years that this guy won it, should he have won it? Derrick Henry overall best player, or like Jason White in Oklahoma. He just wasn't good. So
Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson never won a Heisman. Come on now, they were pretty good.
So we'll
talk about stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll get into that kind of stuff. So appreciate y'all for coming on, and
we could do it. Greatest players that's never won the Heisman.
Sure,
that would be a good thing.
Bo Jackson,
Darren McFadden.
Bo could have played NFL. Been the greatest player of all time.
Yeah,
one NFL players like. There's a lot of guys. Marshall Falk. I love everybody watching
Eric
him.
Dickerson never won the Heisman.
He played that.
He did.
He was an Aztec.
He was not there tonight. That we know.
He made it.
They made it.
Because a lot of them don't know that he was an Aztec.
No.
If you just
him and Kawhi Leonard are the most famous Aztec. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
I was telling somebody that yesterday. They're like, I didn't know he was Aztec. And I didn't either, really. But, I see the bio.
I watched him play. On my little old TV in bed. Who is this little guy? Wow, he's Marshall Falk. I remember that name.
Yeah, he was a good one.
All right, guys. We'll be coming up with stuff. We're on every week. We'll be kicking and grinning till 4th of July week, and after that we'll be high school all the way. Basketball
done.
Congrats, Coach Hurley, and thank all you guys for stopping by and hanging out with us tonight. Jeff, Coach Short, everybody. We appreciate it. God bless you guys. Y'all have a good week, and carry on, Brother Willie. Thursday, Friday, Saturday is going to be a mess. Y'all have a good week. God bless you. And, again, thank y'all for coming by. All right.
Y'all have a good week.